Tuesday, July the 16th. This is Coach Tim here, and I'm doing a little car video for you because I just did the Tuesday workout, and I want to tell you all about it. What do we have for you today? It is long form, slightly long cardio, right? Maybe by themselves, the two cardio pieces, running and rowing, are not what we would consider ultra long by themselves, right? But in the grand scheme of things, in the context of today's workout, they make a lot of sense. Excuse me, is today a chipper? It's kind of formatted like a chipper, is it not? Except, a chipper is high volumes of several movements where the idea is to chip away at those movements. You're not going to do any of them unbroken, but you can't move on to the next one until you finish the previous one. So is today a chipper? Yes and no. It is a chipper. It's like half a chipper because you don't usually think of cardio as a chipper. Because you're not really chipping away at a run. That should be a sustained mile. You're not really chipping away at 2,000 meters, although I guess maybe if your pace is varying from time to time, you could say you're chipping away at it. But the bottom line is, whether you look at it like a chipper or not, we would like sustained efforts on both the run and the row, and then chip away at the other two things. So let's get into what exactly it is. It's a mile run, so 3, 2, 1, go, you're running a mile. Now, with how hot it is this week, let's be thankful that we're getting the run over with and then getting back inside, hopefully in front of a fan, right? So we'll get the run over with, you'll be sweaty, but you'll get back in front of that fan, cool off a little bit while you chip away at the rest. So what the next movement is 100 sit-ups, and everybody's speed and ability to hold on for big sets of sit-ups varies. The next thing after the sit-ups is that row, 2,000 meter row. And then we'll end it on 100 kettlebell swings. Whatever your normal, usually blue and yellow, no heavier than blue for the men, no heavier than yellow for the ladies, whatever that kettlebell is for you. And it's American style, so they're going up overhead. So, a couple things about this workout. I already said we're going to get the run out of the way. It's not going to be your fastest mile of all time. One of the reasons that it's not going to be the fastest mile of all time is because you have more to do. So you are in your right mind to be saving or conserving a little bit in the tank to do the next movement. Now, the next movement is not particularly demanding on your cardiovascular system. So you can push it a little bit on the run. You're not going to PR your mile. I mean, you might, but it'll probably destroy you for the rest of the WOD if you do. So just make it a competitive mile. We think you can finish that in under 10 minutes. In fact, the cap today is 40 minutes. 4 movements. Each of these movements should be, on average, completed in under 10 minutes in order to finish under the cap. Now let's talk about that cap. It is a competitive cap. Now this WOD took me 31 minutes and 33 seconds. But what we like about the cap, it has nothing to do with whether or not we think you're going to finish under it. We think most people are finishing under this cap today. If there are some people who might not be, we like that it's ending on the kettlebell swings. Nobody likes a WOD that ends while you're mid-row or mid-run, and then you have to let the meters tick or approximate how many meters you were on. If anybody gets capped today, they're going to get capped on the kettlebell swings, or maybe not. Maybe the fact that they're at that point, their fate is in their own hands with that kettlebell might cause them to speed up or go for bigger sets or take a look at the clock and go, okay, me and you, kettlebell, we got to get this done in under 40 minutes. And I do suspect that some people will have that experience today. And I like that quite a bit. It's not the same as if you were on a run. Because most likely you wouldn't even know if the time was about to run out, if you were out of the run. So the fact that it gets to end on kettlebell swings means it might entice you to speed it up a little bit, to go for bigger sets. How did it go for me? 31:33 was my time. My run was like 8:20, not my fastest, of course, and 100 sit-ups took me about 7 minutes. Maybe a little bit less than 7 minutes. I have always said in these videos, I am not a fast sitter-upper. But they were what I would call, for me, unbroken. The row, though, took me more than 10 minutes. It took me slightly more than 10 minutes. Was I Was I lazy a little bit on the road? Yes, I was. I didn't feel so tired that I couldn't go faster. I was daydreaming or something. I don't know. I felt like I locked into a pace that wasn't fast enough, but I just kind of stayed with it. And that may have helped me out with the kettlebell swings. The kettlebell swings took me about 6.5, 7 minutes. My sets were 25, 25, 25, 15, 10. And those 25s were pushing it. They were like holding on for probably 5 more reps than I really wanted to. I probably should have put it down at 20. But I think that ultimately ended up being a good thing. So I held on for long. Had to chalk up between sets, as you might expect with how hot it is. But I got the job done. And I think you will too. All right, guys, enjoy.